Hi guys, and welcome to the next Harry Potter Q&A. I am feeling awful, like all the time. The past couple of days it's been not great, but I'm going to try to film this quick because I don't have a lot of time to film this any other days. So anyway, I'm really excited to answer your questions because I think the last movie and this movie were probably my favorites of the movies so far. So I'm going to read your questions and answer them. So Dylan asks, out of all of the movies so far, what one scene has been your favorite? Also, are there any questions you have in mind at this point in the series that you hope the last 3 films will answer? I mean, my questions are normally, I feel like it's mostly like Snape's story and like what happened to him and kind of more his background. And I don't know if it's so much, you know, like the movies just don't touch on it as much as the books or, you know, anything like that. But yeah, that's like my number one question, his story and just how his story is going to turn out. I find him to be the most fascinating character of the bunch. And then what one scene has been your favorite? That's tough. Wow. I mean, I like whenever there's like a group. I've said this on a lot of my reactions before. I like more of a group, like a team. So I would probably say, you know, something, you know, that kind of battle scene before it was like Dumbledore versus Schnagglepuss. It was like everybody like all together. I kind of really liked that. Yeah, I would probably that if I'm guessing. Who is Callum writes, who is your favorite Harry Potter villain? And he has a list of villains. Well, not the basilisk. I guess Schnugglepuss, Voldemort. But there is something that, just because I feel like he's the most threatening out of those, I'm not sure. Some of the other ones I feel like I just haven't seen as much, or just they weren't as interesting. But I do kind of like Lucius Malfoy. I not like him. Well, like love to hate him. I think he's a good character, and I think he's a necessary character to have. So I would probably those two. What was your favorite moment or scene from the movie? This is from Joe. What did you think about Bellatrix Lestrange using, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, the killing curse on Sirius? Okay, so I feel like I'm going to get a lot of questions about Sirius, so I will I feel like talk about that a bit. Favorite moment or scene, again, like when they're all battling, I think, is probably my favorite. Also, I really liked the twins doing what they do. I mean, that scene was really, really awesome. And yeah, so that's a big scene for me as well. I love them. What did I think of her using the killing curse on Sirius? So what I have, and I've talked to a couple people about it, I personally think that the death of Sirius is probably worse in the books than it is, and I don't know if it's just maybe I just didn't connect with him as much. I was sad. Like, I mean, you know, like I liked him or whatever. But I feel like there are other people who could die that I would like really lose it and be really, really upset about. I think there was something very tragic about it, but I didn't, you know, like, I didn't like cry my eyes out or anything. So I think like maybe it was more like of an impact in the books than in the movies. Maybe not. You guys can let me know and discuss. But I don't know. Just if somebody had to go, I know that's really terrible to say, but brilliant actor. Gary Oldman is amazing. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't impact me as much as I think it was supposed to. Does that make sense? Okay, so Jeff asks, did the death of Sirius, a major character, surprise you relatively soon after his introduction? Has it changed your idea of who is safe? And would you rather fight a dragon-sized pixie or 10 pixie-sized dragons? Would I rather fight a dragon-sized pixie? I would say 10 pixie-sized dragons. I'm like really good with a badminton, you know? Like I could probably knock them away or something. So death of Sirius, a major character, surprise you relative. I felt like it was kind of surprising. I think mostly because you guys like were like a lot of people, especially after the third movie, were all like, I love him, he's my favorite, whatever. So I thought he would last longer. So that was definitely surprising. And has it changed your ideas of who is safe? Yeah, I mean, I think almost anybody can get killed. I wasn't really under the illusion that no one could get killed, especially I feel like once we near the end of I think Ron, Hermione, and Harry are safe, like I said in the last Q&A. But I think once we get closer to the end, yeah, I feel like people are going to start dropping like flies. But I don't really know who is actually safe or not safe. I try not to think about that, you know, and just keep it. I am worried for certain characters that I particularly really love. So, yeah. Dan asks, after Cedric's death in number 4 and Sirius' death in number 5, which major deaths do you predict will occur in the rest of the series? Who and how? Oh, I don't know. I would say maybe Snugglepuss at some point. I hope it ends with Harry defeating him. You know, I feel like that's would be depressing if he kills Harry. I hope it's the snake. Can we say, the snake, that little fucker, you know, fuck that snake. Fuck that snake. So I hope, I don't know if it won't, because it's me and I have the worst luck with this shit. But I hope the snake dies. I hope it dies just quick and bye and fuck you and whatever. The snake is what I want to see. But who? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think and I don't want to think about it. I just want to, I could tell you who I don't want to die, but I don't know if there's like somebody who I think will die. Okay, Mark asks, who is your favorite Weasley? My favorite Weasley is probably Ron, but I love them all. I mean, out of like the ones that we've seen, there's an older brother, yes, that we haven't seen. So the dad and the mom are just adorable. I mean, Ron and Fred and George and Ginny, I love all of them. So, all of them. But I would say Ron. I mean, he's focused on a lot. I feel like he gets overshadowed a lot. He doesn't get the respect and appreciation that he deserves for being such a brave, wonderful soul. So, I would say him. After seeing a bit of, this is Casey asking, after seeing a bit of Snape's backstory, do you believe James Potter to be a bad person despite the way everyone else talks highly of him? And do you think a bit more negatively of Harry because of his father's actions? I do not think negatively of Harry because of his father's actions. Absolutely not. The thing is it did annoy me when Harry would be like, don't say mean things. That's the voice I give Harry. Don't say mean things about my father. When you didn't know your father, but I'm sorry, and that's tragic, but you didn't, and Snape did. So, like, bitch, whatever. But yeah, like, I mean, that's kind of, I had a feeling, and that's why I find Snape so intriguing to me, because I had a feeling that, like, you know, he wasn't, like, completely full of shit. He's not, like, you know, maybe, I believe that, you know, James and, like, Sirius had a great, relationship, and I believe that maybe he was a bit of a dickhead to James to other people, like Snape, or maybe just Snape. I do not know but you know, there's many sides to a lot of people, so you know. George asks, he says, thanks for wearing the t-shirt I got you. No problem. How did you find the bigger team group in the movie? I loved it. Do you prefer having 3 main guys on a quest, or did you enjoy having more faces, such as Neville? Oh, more faces, absolutely. First of all, Neville, Ginny, and Luna. I mean, 3 amazing characters, just wonderful. Those 3 are everything to me. I love them, and I love the additions of them. Just the best, absolutely. Bigger group, for sure. So happy that you're really getting into the series. A fairly simple question, which I could probably guess the answers to. This is from Michael. But which character is your favorite in these categories? Favorite student, favorite teacher, favorite villain, favorite parent or other adult, favorite creature or animal. Okay, so favorite student, Ron, probably. Favorite teacher, Snape. Favorite villain, like I said before, probably Schnugglepuss, Voldemort. Fave parent or other adult. I mean, it's got to be the Weasleys. I don't want to choose between the mom and the dad. They're both amazing. I love them. Favorite creature or animal. I like Hedwig, and I liked the, oh God, what was the name? The pigeon horse. That one. Yeah. So, oh, and the doggy, and he's the doggy that Hagrid has. It's a boy. I love him. Yes, that's my dog voice that it comes out. Okay, so Jan asks, I'd like to hear some more about what you think of one of my favorite characters, Luna Looney Lovegood. Also, okay, well, I'll do that first. So, she reminds me of Beth from The Walking Dead. So I, you know, love her. She's so sweet and kind. When I first saw her, I was like, this girl's really creepy, and I'm not sure, like, why is she, I don't know, she just seems kind of off. But it slowly turned into a very, like, endearing off, and I fell madly in love with her. She is so sweet. And if we get to see more of her, I'm actually really excited, because I think that she's just the loveliest of lovelies. Yeah, that's like the best word to describe her, I think. Lovely. She's wonderful. And yeah, I hope nothing bad happens to her. And then also Order of the Phoenix, Fuck, Marry, Kill, Sirius Black, Arthur Weasley, and Remus Lupin. Okay, so you marry Arthur Weasley. Not even a question. Like, sorry, not even a question. And it's like, who do I find more attractive? I will fuck Lupin, and I mean, Sirius already died, so it's fine. Okay. Dave asks, this is one of the Daves, there's a couple. Not sure if you would ever do it, but if at the end of all of this, would you read the books to see what's different? Do you think that could happen, or would you be interested in making reviews for them just to compare? Gonna say, you never say never, right? But firm, probably not. I don't read. I don't particularly like books. So, I don't, yeah. I like TV. That's why I have a YouTube channel on it. That's the medium I like. I am a movie person. I am a visual person more than a book person. If you wanted me to read a book, it would take me years. It would take me years because it takes me, like, anytime I've ever tried to start reading a book, it's like 6 months passed and I've made it to like chapter 2. So I would probably say no to that, unfortunately. I do understand that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll try to do something once I get to the end, and do a live stream with you guys, and we can talk about the differences between the books and the movies now that, and people who have a lot of the book knowledge, and we can kind of maybe do something like that. I feel like that would be kind of cool. But I would love to do anything that you guys would really want me to do. However, I just know myself, and I would, one, have no time to read it, or it would take forever. So you would have to wait like some years for me to even get through one book. So, yeah. Okay, so Greg asks, so you're my first Patreon, thank you. I subscribed just to see these Harry Potter videos. I binged the entire series with you over 2 days. Thank you. I'm away from home right now and I don't have friends as of yet, so it's been a little bit lonely, but watching this with you has made me feel like I'm watching something with a friend. That's very, very sweet. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's what I'm here for, I feel like. So your question is, the Patronus charm at full power takes the form of an animal that's different for each witch or wizard. Hermione is a cat, Luna a rabbit, Ron a dog, etc. What do you think your Patronus would be? I did take the Pottermore quiz and I got a cat, I believe like a house cat, if I'm correct. And I would love a dog. I like it, or a monkey. It could be a monkey. Yeah, but I did take the quiz and I got a cat, so maybe that's what it would be. I like cats. So Dave Ford asks, great reaction. Saw you really pay attention when Harry accidentally tapped into some of Snape's memories. Of course I did. Now you've seen some of Snape's backstory, including him being bullied and being a Death Eater and a double agent. Any thoughts on where his future story may be going? I don't know, but I have a feeling that it's going to be this kind of conflict of good versus evil, and like, where does he lie? And I love that. I love the characters that are in the gray area, and you're just like, I don't know what you're gonna do next, and I love that. I'm rooting for him to be a good guy, you know what I mean? Like, I really want him to be a good guy, like, at the end of the day. And I think it would be beautiful if he ended up like saving Harry at some point or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, because he has his sort of stigma against Harry for sure, but I think that that would be really, really cool to see and to have that all come full circle. That's just me being hopeful and, you know, all of that. But yeah. Muppeteer asks, so Dumbledore, daft or dangerous? Sorry, couldn't resist. I'm not sure I get that, but Dumbledore, I neither. Well, I think he can be dangerous, of course. He's like super powerful. So I would go with dangerous. And I'm going to end on JoJo because she had like a few questions. So, okay, so the first one is, what did you think of Harry's mood swings throughout the movie? I remember reading the book as a child and being super annoyed at him. But later I've grown up to be more sympathetic to him, even though I'm not very fond of teenage drama where people just doesn't sit down and talk things out. Yeah, I agree with that. Considering how much he was put through, still, I'm not sure I feel about it. I don't dislike Harry. I think he is moody. And I don't think it's like, I'm not saying that he doesn't have reasons to be moody. And like all teenagers can be moody. I mean, that's just how it is. But at the same time, it's still not my favorite thing to like watch. I don't know what just happened to my voice there. Jesus. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it doesn't make him any likable, whether I understand it or not. Does that make sense? So, you know, I would rather watch other people who are less moody. I don't know. Like Luna. She's sweet. I don't know. So that's kind of how I feel about that. It's not, you know, like I don't really hold it against him or hate him, but I just enjoy other characters more when he's kind of being like that. That's it. That's all. You know, it happens. Teenagers are angsty. You finally got to know some more information about Snape. What were your thoughts about that? Oh, everybody's touching on this, which makes sense because all I talk about is Snape. What do you think of Snape in general? Now, I love him. In this movie, he was not very present, I noticed. But what we saw was his usual charming and asshole self. Okay, so what were your thoughts about the brief glimpse, and what do you think of him in general now? So I love Snape. He's the most fascinating character to me. I don't know any other character that I'm, you know, I have, like, Ron and Snape are like the top two tiers for me. And Ron is because he's amazing and I think very underappreciated in the movies, in my opinion. The brave and wonderful and just like everything. Oh, Snape, I'm just so intrigued by, and there's something that like I kind of want to like, I want somebody to kind of be on Snape's side. I feel like he's really lonely. I feel like he's a character that's kind of off to the side and everybody kind of treats him like blech, you know, and I don't like that because I think he actually is trying to do good things. Maybe he's not, I don't know, but I believe that, and I think, you know, I don't know. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Snape, and I'm rooting for Ron, and those two, if they both together killed the snake, that would be my favorite scene ever, yeah. So, yeah, okay, so what are your thoughts on Dumbledore now? I know you've talked a bit in the past how Dumbledore obviously plays favorites with Harry, which, yes, he does. But in this movie, we got to see that doesn't always turn out well for Harry himself. Considering that if the treatment he got from Dumbledore in this movie, even if Dumbledore's reasoning for doing what he did made sense, what do you think? I like Dumbledore. I like this Dumbledore better than the first one. I think he's got a little bit of sass and attitude, and I like that a lot. I think he's a good guy. He definitely did play favorites, I felt like, in, you know, maybe he still does, you know. However, I don't think that's, like, you know, necessarily really a bad thing, maybe in the way of running a school, but right now the picture's a bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the first movie, you're running a school, you know, there is like threat, but not as like the movie wasn't so focused on that. Now we're working on trying to make sure that like nobody dies, that Schnugglepuss is done or whatever, doesn't, you know, do anything horrible, whatever. So I feel like he is a great person to be in charge and kind of leading the way for that. Does that make sense? So yeah. And the last one is, how much did you hate Umbridge? There were a couple of people who thought I was going to like Umbridge because I have a knack for liking villains a lot, but she was just annoying. I didn't like her at all. She was just like, ugh, the worst. I was just not having it. So yeah, I would say I really hated her. She was the worst. I hope we don't see her again. Did she? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it, I think, and I am very excited to get to do this next reaction, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this Q&A video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!